break the chains, but the chains only break me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The mission of Jewett School of the Arts is to provide all participants in our learning community with the resources needed to become responsible, lifelong learners committed to excellence in the academics and the arts.
Welcome back to What's Trending. Today we have a very interesting story on a Chinese man who purchased 2 puppies back in 2014 on August 15th. What he noticed on their second birthday is shocking.
So, he took them to the vet after they started acting strange. And then the vet said that they were bears.
The bears are no longer in his custody. They have been donated to a local zoo, but he now volunteers at the zoo and he's allowed to visit the bears whenever he wants in their enclosure. There's a feel-good story for this week.
Hey y'all, so Lit Lunch Lady, and today's Lit Lunch is pizza! And chicken or Popeye salad, and your choice of milk, white chocolate or strawberry. I couldn't do it.
This Sunday is the day that we remember the 9/11 terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. These attacks were carried out by the Al-Qaeda terrorist group. Now please be respectful as we show you this video.
At 8:46 on the morning of September 11th, 2001, the United States became a nation transformed.
An airliner traveling at hundreds of miles per hour and carrying some 10,000 gallons of jet fuel plowed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center in Lower Manhattan. At 9:03, a second airliner hit the South Tower. Fire and smoke billowed upward. Steel, glass, ash, and bodies fell below. The Twin Towers, where up to 50,000 people worked each day, both collapsed less than 90 minutes later.
At 9:37 that same morning, a third airliner slammed into the western face of the Pentagon. At 10:03, a fourth airliner crashed into a field in southern Pennsylvania. It had been aimed at the United States Capitol or the White House and was forced down by heroic passengers armed with the knowledge that America was under attack.
More than 2,600 people died at the World Trade Center. 125 died at the Pentagon. 256 died on the 4 planes. The death toll surpassed that at Pearl Harbor in December 1941. Among the victims were a number of firefighters, police officers, and everyday citizens who responded to these events with the intention of helping and saving the lives of fellow human beings. Over 90 countries lost citizens in these attacks.
As a result of the attacks, which were planned and carried out by 19 members of the terrorist organization Al-Qaeda, the United States launched its war on terrorism. In the days, weeks, and months to follow, people in the United States brought to life patriotism, volunteerism, and community service.
This year, the 8th anniversary of the attacks, President Barack Obama is asking Americans to volunteer on September 11th, making this year's anniversary of the terror attacks the first national day of service and remembrance. The Citizenship Committee invites all members of the Ashland High School community to seek out ways to serve your family, your neighbors, your school, and your community today. We also invite you to join in a moment of silence as the names of all the victims are displayed.
Johnny had warm brown eyes and dark curly hair. We met when we were only 16 at a high school dance. When he died, we were 50. It was about 9:30 a.m. when he called. And he told me he was on the 105th floor and he'd been trying to find a way out. He told me that he hadn't had any success, and now the stairwell was full of smoke. I told him that I wanted to be there with him, die with him. But he said no, he wanted me to live a full life. As the smoke got thicker, he just kept whispering, "I love you," over and over. I just wanted to crawl through the phone lines to him and hold him one last time.
When he died, I was 12. Sometimes it's hard for me to remember him because I was little, but I have to say that his hugs, I remember them so much. When I used to hug him, the whole world disappeared because he just would cover me and that would be it. No matter how much I want him to be here, I still know that his dream was always to be a firefighter, and I don't think he would have wanted to have died any other way.
I was incredibly lucky to have the 10 of those people that stayed behind and brought me safely out of the building.
But we've also said that Baby John was there to save us, too. You don't know. We still all work together, and, we all are very close for that. We have that secret bond between all of us that you don't need to talk about. So, we're all lucky.
I know you were young when it happened. You were only in kindergarten. Is there a time that you were the most scared when all that was going on?
I didn't know that something happened until I came into the living room and you were upset. I remember that Mikey told me that planes crashed and he wasn't coming back. I was imagining us seeing each other again and being really happy as a family without being sad or anything on September 11th.
If you would like to learn more about the 9/11 attacks, these books are available for checkout inside the Media Center.